Well, it's a very warm welcome back to second half independent off-tube studio commentary from the Premier League game at the GTech Community Stadium, where Brentford lead against Bournemouth by 2-0. And, well, really, it was a deserved scoreline. Bournemouth were very flat in the first half. Brentford getting their first goal on 7 minutes, then their second goal on 39 minutes. And in between that, there wasn't really much to speak of in terms of a Bournemouth attack. Brentford had a couple of other really good chances and some decent possession as well. So really it's going to have to take something quite special, I think, for Bournemouth to turn this around in the second half. It's myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz, and Eirik Stangnes taking it through the action. Eirik, there's been a triple changer for Bournemouth. We can't quite give you all the details yet because we haven't been shown who's gone on and off. But we know that Evan Nielsen is on, we know that Cliver is on, and we know that Brooks is on as well.
Yeah, and I think it's Diakite, Krupi and Smith that's left the pitch for Bournemouth. So that's some... ball tactical changes this for Bournemouth.
What that's going to mean is that Jimenez is going to play at right back, I think. We're going to see Senesi and Senesi and Scott playing as centre backs now, because I mean
there might be a three at the back with Troffer, Senesi and.
Well, that's incredibly bold because I mean that's effectively leaving one defender with two midfielders. But it's Brentford on the attack now with Jensen down the right hand side. He gets to the edge of the area, leaves the ball then for Yarmoliuk. His cross into the box is sliced up in the air by Alex Scott, and that's out for a corner. Yeah,
that's a terrible clearance. It's almost like a given up there. It just sliced the ball over the bar for a corner kick. So I'd be interested to see the tactical, how to actually line up now. Bournemouth. If you're just giving us this team with Bournemouth from the start, we're thinking how that doesn't make sense. But you assume that Lewis Cook probably will play. Play right back then. I think
they're going to have to do something here, Bournemouth, in terms of how they've taken off basically two defenders and brought on two forwards and a winger as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they develop that. But it's a corner kick into Brentford. It's a ball up in the air, headed across the 6-yard box by Ayer. Then a striker goal is blocked inside the 6-yard box. I think it was Yarmoliuk with the second effort. The ball then cleared over the halfway line, and it's back now with Kelleher. Kelleher's ball towards the edge of the area has been missed at the edge of the box by Truffaut. Still half a chance here for Brentford as Ayer now charging down the right hand side, but he overplays the ball and it's out for a goal kick. So the Brentford 11, this should be quite easy. It's Kelleher in goal, a back four of Coyote, Ayer, Collins and Henry. Holding midfielders Yano and Yarmoliuk. The three ahead of them are Lewis Potter, Jensen and Sharda, with Igor Thiago as the frontman for Bournemouth. It is Petrovic in goal. Then we think it's a back three of Jimenez, Senesi and Truffaut, with Cook just sitting ahead of them. Then it's Scott, Brooks and Tavernier in midfield, with Cliver, Semenyo and Evan Nielsen as the three up front. That's my assumption. I apologies, but I think that's likely to be something along those lines. As I suppose from Iraola's point of view, he'll say that the most important thing now is that we make more of an effort in the second half. If we concede another goal, we might do that anyway, so we might as well try and score.
Absolutely, and looking at that, it looks like Lewis Cook is playing in the back three at the moment, and now the ball forward for Tavernier with a shot on goal, that's just wide.
Tavernier going for a very audacious, it was like a shot come cross there from Bournemouth's number 16 as Tavernier shakes his head now. I don't know if he's unhappy that shot went wide or if he's unhappy that nobody got on the end of it. I mean, that looks more like a cross, and maybe he's unhappy that Evan Nielsen didn't gamble.
There's two players in the middle. Evan Nielsen, one of them in the middle there. Yeah, it's a hit with pace, so it's difficult. That's why I thought it was a cross, a shot to start with, but it goes out for a throw-in on the far side. So, but at least Tavernier twice he's been down the line, once in the first half. This is the second time, but that's as much as we've been talking about the Bournemouth attack today.
No, that's very true. But credit to Alex Scott there, though, because it was a Brentford throw at the edge of their own penalty area. But Sharda has charged back to try and help his team in defence, and in doing that, he's actually got tangled here with Scott after Scott wins the ball off. I mean, there's not much of a foul there, in fairness, but the linesman is right there. And he decided that should be a free kick.
Yes, an outstretched arm from Sharda. Whether it's much contact, but he's giving the linesman every opportunity to give the foul. So it's a poor defensive work from Sharda. So it's a free kick, effectively the same as a corner from the right-hand side.
It certainly is. It's going to be a corner kick, just maybe a yard or two further infield. It's a slightly better angle, if anything, here for Tavernier to try and get a whip on this one. Bournemouth attacking the goal, which does have their fans just to one side of it here in the second half. As Tavernier's ball towards the 6-yard box, nodded clear by Ayer. Loose ball drops to Jens. That's a very heavy touch. He overruns that and leaves it here for Jimenez. Jimenez's ball into the box is nodded clear by Collins. Then it's touched down by Igor Thiago. And now Schade charging through the middle here for Brentford. It's a really good run here from Kevin Schade. He gets all the way to the edge of the area. Leaves it here for Igor Thiago. It's down towards the right-hand side. Back into Schade. Oh, it's 3-0. Brentford on the counter-attack. It's always a dangerous proposition. And it's Kevin Schade. He started the move deep in his own half. And he finishes it inside the Bournemouth penalty area. It's 3-0.
Yeah, it's 3-0, and it comes from a cross into the box from Bournemouth, where they had 3 players on their own at the far post. But it's a poor cross, and Kevin Schade picks up the clearance, and he runs 67 yards out for the towards the pitch, and managed player 1-2 out. It was a loose potter with the ball in towards him again, and Thiago also involved. It's a great counter-attack, and he's so good at shielding the ball, and Thiago just helps him, and then back. It's brilliant counter-attacking football.
I mean, it's a great finish. He sort of runs into the ball there, Schade, but he runs knowing exactly where the ball is, and it's a really smart finish there from Brentford's number 7. A really nice counter-attack. Yarmolyuk's been more and more involved this season, but that finish from Schade is superb.
So Yarmolyuk with a cross into Schade there, and it's just a brilliant counter-attack. But Bournemouth gambled. If that cross to the far post for Bournemouth had been better, there were 3 players free at the far post, and they probably would have, the way things are going for Bournemouth, would have collided with each other. But
I know, but it's just turning into a really bad afternoon for Bournemouth. And whilst that goal has gone in for Brentford, there have been 2 goals scored elsewhere as well. It's now 2-1 at Anfield. Wolves have got a goal back through Santi Bueno. The Uruguayan defender has made it 2-1, so they've reduced the arrears. Meanwhile, Arsenal have extended their lead at the Emirates. They were 1-0 up against Brighton, but now Jorginho Rutter own goal has made it 2-0 to Arsenal in that game.
Yeah, own goal seems to be quite beneficial for Arsenal of late. Another own goal there. But yes, it looks like Arsenal will go back top of the league. But Wolves giving Liverpool a game. I spoke to the commentator doing that game, and he said it could easily be 0-0 at half time, but for Wolves just giving Liverpool goals. But now Bournemouth go forward.
Bournemouth do go forward, and it's a chance here now for Kluivert. Kluivert gets that ball across. A strike comes in from Semenyo. He actually had more time than what he realised. Although it's a decent effort, it's straight down the middle. He actually could have taken a touch and really smashed that into the corner. Yeah,
it's free. He should have done much better. It's a free shot from 18, 19 yards out, and it's such an open game now. I think Bournemouth thinking, let Bournemouth Brentford attack and see how it goes, because there's nothing to lose now. But what I do have to lose is basically if it gets 5-6-0, that's when the press gets on the back, and it's a chance now.
Oh, that's a great ball across there from Kluivert in towards Brooks, who broke the offside trap. He was coming into the 6-yard box, but the angle was well narrowed there by Kelleher, and it's out for a Bournemouth corner. But that's certainly a lot better there. And Kluivert's already been busy in the first 8 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball to Brooks. Might have been offside if the ball had gone into the back of the net, but out for a corner kick. Linesman didn't give it. So another corner kick for Bournemouth, and last corner kick or free kick Brentford scored from.
Yes, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, that's something that Bournemouth have to be careful of as well. Still goalless at Turf Moor between Burnley and Everton. I spoke to our colleague who's commentating on that game, and he said that game would have been goalless if it had been played over an hour or even longer. Just both sides looking very, very flat. But Bournemouth have taken this corner kick short. It's into the 6-yard box. It's stopped first time round. A second ball scooped out here by Scott. Volley towards goal by Kluivert. That one is charged down by Yarmolyuk, and it's out for another corner.
Yeah, Bournemouth got a bit of head of steam now. They're winning the second balls after the rather poor crosses into the box, but it should have done better there on the far post. Just shot straight at the first defender, but it's much better from Bournemouth, and another corner kick.
Yeah, corner kick now from the left-hand side. They've taken it short. And it's now with Jimenez. Jimenez's ball into the box. It's a slight nick off one of the Brentford players before it could even reach Stangnes. He's out for another corner.
It's almost like this tactic with the all attack for Bournemouth is working, but for that goal conceded. Another cross into the box now, headed out for another corner.
Yes, so they're starting to stack up these corners for Bournemouth. Now Aya with the header out this time. And it's out for yet another set piece here to the visitors on the left-hand side. You see the Brentford fans, in fact, no, they're the Bournemouth fans we can see there. They've made the trip from the south coast today. They've not had much to shout about so far. But it is going to be an in-swinging corner now from Lewis Cook. It's going to be a standard corner, it looks like, with no short option. So you have players to aim for inside that 6-yard box. It's a very flat cross from Cook, cleared to the edge of the area. Brooks goes for goal. It's charged down by Collins, and then Janelt stops that ball from going out for yet another corner. Plays the ball forward now for Lewis Potter, who runs straight into David Brooks. He's easily dispossessed. Semenyo now has the ball for Bournemouth, heading towards the edge of the area. Leaves it here for Alex Scott. Scott back out towards Lewis Cook on the left-hand side. There's an overlap here as well from Truffet, but he runs straight into Michael Coyote, who then clears the ball. In fact, it deflects back off Coyote, and it's out for a throw to Bournemouth. So this is a nice little spell of pressure now.
Absolutely. Bournemouth, they're their best spell so far in this match, and they've had so many shots that's been blocked, and they could have gone into the back of the net. No real clear-cut chances yet, but they are knocking on the door, and another throw in now from Semenyo.
Yeah, it's a long throw towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Thiago heads that towards his own goal. It's cleared to the edge of the area, kept alive here on the right-hand side by Tavernier. His cross into the box is deflected. Sharda doing his best to avoid, I think, what would have been a 5th corner kick in a row for Bournemouth there. But he's cleared, and it's just out for a throw, which the Cherries have taken quickly. Played back towards the halfway line, where Jimenez goes square to Cook, and now it's with Truffet. Bit of a heavy touch, but he just about gets that ball away from Vitaly Janelt. And then Cook's under pressure here from Janelt, but he's able to turn away and find enough space just to get his midfield partner Alex Scott into the game. And then Scott plays one down the right hand. Well, that's not he's had a bad game this afternoon, Alex Scott. Lewis Cook has got better into the game, but we can see here that for Alex Scott, it's just not working this afternoon.
Yeah, it's well, I called for Ryan Christie to be subbed on for him, but Ryan Christie's not been in good form either this season. But yeah, this game, Bournemouth will just go forward like Bournemouth of old, but Brentford, almost guarantee you they will get loads of chances on the counter-attack now, and if they can get a foothold on the ball in midfield, there would be so many chances. I think we have a really interesting and entertaining half an hour plus to go.
No, we certainly do. I think that from Brentford's point of view, they just want to allow Bournemouth a little bit of they don't want to sort of press too high up the field when they're 3-0 up already, but they don't want to sit back too deep either and just encourage another attack here from Bournemouth. Cross coming in from the left-hand side, cleared out for a throw, which Truffet takes quickly. He's back towards the halfway line. Cook then finding Jimenez on the right-hand side. It's now with David Brooks trying to dance away here from Rico Henry. Just using the support there of Tavernier. Back towards the halfway line where Brooks goes square now to Senesi. Back in towards Alex Scott, but he had no option, so he has to go back towards Lewis Cook. Cook's ball forward in towards Tavernier. Jimenez trying a sort of sneaky ball, but it was that sneaky that even his own teammates didn't understand.
Yeah, it was too sneaky. It's a mishit cross. I think it was aimed for the far post, really, but it just bobbles on the floor in towards the goalkeeper. And it looks like now it's a chance on the counter-attack for...
the ball's been given away here by Bournemouth, and suddenly it's Lewis Potter moving down the right-hand side. He had the option of an overlap from Yarmolyuk. He chooses not to go for that one, but then a clearance of one of the Bournemouth players actually almost deflects out for a corner, but because it was a deflection, it does mean that Petrovic can come out and make the save himself. There's no accusation of that being a intentional pass. And now the ball over towards the right-hand side here for Senesi, being closed down by Jensen. The ball towards the halfway line is picked off here by Collins, who's claiming he was hit in the head. I don't think he was hit in the head by Kluivert. He was fouled by Justin Kluivert, but I don't think, unless he was pulled by the neck maybe, certainly the Republic of Ireland international isn't too happy about this one.
No, it looked like it was just a little shirt tug, if you ask me. It's nothing, and I'm sure Collins will be able to carry on. But he does put around the neck. Yeah,
he does put his hand around his neck, but it still doesn't suggest. I still don't understand why Collins would be in as much. Well, listen, I don't know Justin Kluivert. Maybe he's got a much stronger grip there than what he would appear to be. But it didn't look like he got much of a hold of Nathan Collins there, and.
I think it's just a footballer. It's automatically your foul knee ahead, and they all go down, and they're a bit extra injured, and not sure why, but that always happens. Well,
it's been taken long here by Collins himself, and then Szczerba at the edge of the area just trying to turn away from Jimenez. He runs into trouble though, and now it's Scott trying to get something started here for Bournemouth. Brooks then bundled off the ball by Rico Henry. And the Welsh international still down on the ground here, David Brooks. As I say, he had a bit of previous with Brentford going back about 5 or 6 years in playoff games when he was a much younger Bournemouth player. And since then, of course, it's wonderful to see Brooks back in the team, of course, after his medical problems as well. But it's great to see that he's back in the team, back playing in the Premier League and back playing for his country as well.
Absolutely, and it's a bit like a good news story that he's back playing for. I think he's one of the players who's been 7-8 seasons now for Bournemouth. But I'm looking at Bournemouth's now the next few fixtures: away at Chelsea, at home to Arsenal, and at home to Spurs. It's the next 3 games. You think that the way things are, home to Spurs might not be the worst game, but the next 2 games, that could easily be 3 more defeats. And then if they do, they are in the relegation trouble.
No, they are. They absolutely are. I mean, there are 3 sides that are in big trouble now, but Bournemouth don't want to be one of the sides who are just in slightly less trouble, because it would only take a little bit of form from West Ham potentially, or from Burnley, and suddenly things are looking a little bit more complicated. But Bournemouth are trying their best now down the left-hand side. Coyote steps up and wins that ball back for Brentford, but the visitors still have it. Bournemouth in their change blue strip this afternoon. Pushing forward down the left here now with Truffet. His ball into the box, over the head of Evan Nielsen. It's flicked clear here by Rico Henry. The second ball just gets away from Sharda, so it's another chance here for Bournemouth. It's a good ball into the box by David Brooks, and the ball is then headed up in the air by Nathan Collins. Kelleher's underneath it, but he can't do anything to stop that one going out for a corner.
Yeah, and Bournemouth, they've got a bit of a foothold in the game. It's partly because Brentford, I think, are sitting back. It's a 3-0 lead, and automatically you sit back a bit more. And Bournemouth, at least they're gambling on the attacks at the moment. They're not creating much, but they're having a lot of set pieces, and eventually there will be chances from a set piece.
Yeah, well, they'll be looking for that, absolutely. 62 minutes on the clock. It is Brentford 3, Bournemouth 0. Corner kick now to the visitors here from the left-hand side. It's an in-swinger from Lewis Hook. It's a good ball as well. It's nodded clear at the edge of the 6-yard box, and Cliver heads it inside the penalty area, but it's to no one in particular. The ball ends up back with Justin Cliver. He's trying to turn away from Coyote. As he does so, he runs that ball straight into Michael Coyote, so it's another corner.
It's another corner, and I think Brentford at the moment are defending a bit like Bournemouth did in the first half with the balls in the box. And the clearance goes straight up in the air, not out of the area, and Bournemouth sort of recycling the ball without creating too much. But it's a corner kick now from the right. Yeah,
in swinger here, coming in towards the back post. It's actually swinging away a little bit too much. It's a header from Aya, which, looking back now, he didn't even need to make in the end, and it's out for yet another corner.
Someone needs to give him a shout there, basically, to duck, because the ball then would have been a goal kick. But you can't blame Aya for heading it out of danger. The corner kick's taken quickly.
It is taken quickly. It's just played towards the edge of the area where Truffet's ball into the box is headed down by Scott. The second ball is pumped back in here by Senesi. It just gets away from Semenya, but he still tries to turn that one towards goal. Bounces it off Collins. It's another corner.
Well, if it's a corner, at least they're winning the corner battle today. Bournemouth, it's by the second sequence of a play, but they had like 3 in a row. So it's another corner now. Alex Scott will take it from Lewis Cook, rather, from the left-hand side.
Yep, in swinging ball here from Lewis Cook. We have a goal at the Emirates to tell you about as well, but it's a corner into the Brentford penalty area, which is nodded clear and all the way back towards the halfway line, where Bournemouth have it back here now with Jimenez. It's a good run this from Jimenez. He gets the ball into the penalty area. Semenyo goes for goal, but it's blocked here by Collins. Second ball drops to Truffet, but that's blocked here by Yarmoliuk. And now it's going to be a free kick to Brentford just to take the sting out of that Arsenal attack. Foul there in the end from Adrien Truffet, but Diego Gomez has pulled a goal back for Brighton at the Emirates, so it's now Arsenal 2, Brighton 1.
Yeah, both two big favourites, Arsenal and Liverpool, are getting goals, 2-0 leads half this half, so it's all to play for them. And I think Brentford now with a free kick just outside their own box. They probably needed just to calm things down a bit, because they've been a bit hectic in defence for Brentford, but still I don't think Keller made a proper save all game. There was one, Brooks was a tight angle.
Yes, that's right. Keeper. And Semenya was a shot straight at him, but certainly no fingertip saves, no last-ditch saves from Kelleher. Although that said, him and his defenders have had some work, particularly in the second half, the last 10 minutes. Things have improved for Bournemouth just in terms of the amount of possession they've had, and they're trying to do something here again now. Down the left-hand side here with Kluivert. Kluivert just tries to get that ball into Evan Nielsen. It's gone out for a corner, though. Kluivert's not happy with that. I think he's suggesting there might have been a handball there from Christopher Ayer. And Cliver's still making the point to the referee.
I think it just hits the arm of Eirik, but it's hanging down his body, so it's nothing. It'll never ever be a penalty kick with today's rules. A couple of seasons ago, every time it basically was contacted, the arm was a penalty.
I remember
it was ridiculous.
Going back about 15 years, I remember at the start of my commentary career doing Spanish football, where every handball was a yellow card, pretty much, regardless of how intentional it was. It was a strange approach to handball going back to those early 2010s. But here comes a corner kick now for Bournemouth from the left-hand side. It's played into the penalty area. It's quickly nodded clear, though, and now a chance here for Brentford to go on the counter down the left-hand side. Sharda is tripped. That's going to be a yellow card, surely. No, the referee decided it's not even a foul there in favour of Brentford. He just says play on. I don't know whether he's decided he doesn't want to give away yellow card today, Peter Banks, but Brentford now with half a chance. The long ball is played towards Igor Thiago, then the ball is lobbed up in the air and it's caught by Petrovic off his own teammate, but I think the referee was of the opinion that was a clearance rather than a pass. And now here come Bournemouth down the left here with Lewis Cook. He leaves it now for Alex Scott. Scott's charging through the middle here, heading towards the edge of the area. Goes square to Evan Nielsen. Now it's with Tavernier out towards Brooks. Brooks dropping a shoulder, trying to find space for the cross. He does find space for the cross, and Kelleher has finally been forced into a proper save there. Eirik just made the point less than a minute ago, and now Evan Nielsen forces Kelleher into a good save.
Yeah, and it comes from Bournemouth just sitting back and almost backing off, and it's poor defending to almost not challenge for the ball before it gets in there. It's a decent save.
It's going wide.
Probably wide. No, it's the ball into the box. It hits the post.
Well, there we go. But we were still getting replays on the TV pictures of the Bournemouth chance that led to the corner. By the time we go back to live pictures, the corner kick's already been taken, and Senesi has nodded that ball into the post and out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's thank you, producer, for giving us that live. But it's a brilliant cross into the box, and there's two players at the far post.
They get in each other's way there, don't they? I think a little bit. It might actually be Senesi knocking that. Oh, in fact, I'll tell you what's happened. Cliver has knocked the ball into the post. It's then come off Cliver, deflected onto Senesi and out for a goal kick. So it really isn't Bournemouth's day so far with moments like that one.
No, it's a ginormous chance for Cliver. It really should. And now Sharda for Brentford. Good chance.
It's a lovely back heel there from Jensen to get the ball into Sharda. He then plays it early in towards Igor Thiago. Just a slight bit of miscommunication between the two of them, and the ball in the end just trickles out for a goal kick.
Well, it's 3-0. It looks like it's basically Brentford will win this game, but it's very entertaining. It's end-to-end stuff, and Kevin Sharda, he's had a phenomenal game so far for Brentford. But that chance for Cliver, he needs to do better. He's 2 yards out and then hits the post, and it just bubbles straight back at him. It could have easily gone into the back of the net. But yeah, quite lucky there, Brentford. But now Bournemouth go again.
They do. That's going to be a free kick to Bournemouth, and that might be a first yellow card of the afternoon, actually. Rico Henry just bundling into David Brooks, but not even trying to disguise it like an attempt to play the ball. It was just a foul. Yeah,
it's a foul. It could easily be a yellow card, but I think it's
with this referee, he doesn't want to give out a yellow card today, does he?
I agree, as long as you keep that line. So that's the... But yeah, it's Kevin Sharda going forward earlier on. It looked like a clear foul, and that would have been the yellow card if it was given.
If the referee felt it was a foul, clearly for some reason, and we haven't actually seen a replay of that to have a second opinion. But a bit of a delay there as Matthias Jensen just sat down for Brentford. He very rarely plays a full 90 minutes. Brentford have also not made any changes, and we're going into the last 22 minutes of the game. But Bournemouth now on the attack after that free kick. A long ball played towards the edge of the area. It's partially cleared. Evan Nielsen with the strike. It's charged down by Ayer. Before it's cleared long by Coyote up towards the halfway line where Igor Thiago heads it down for Jensen, but that's good covering there from Alejandro Jimenez. He comes back and wins that ball for a Bournemouth and plays it down the left-hand side for Antoine Semenyo, who was starting in an offside position.
Yeah, that's frustrating for Semenyo. He's just it's got quite a bit of space on the left-hand side. He had a chance to go into the box, but offside given. Looking at Brentford now, they're so close to getting that 3 against 3, 4 against 4 counter-attack. But I wonder if Keith Andrews was saying, was it really needed for Brentford to sit back like this? Partly is obviously the attacking efforts from Bournemouth.
In a strange sort of way, it's almost like a sort of a staged training ground game where Brentford now have to defend a bit more, and that's not a bad thing because Brentford aren't the best team defensively. So to have this challenge now where we don't concede against the Bournemouth team that we're 3-0 up against, in many ways it kind of makes sense as to Brentford sitting back, but they don't want to do it too much because of course Bournemouth are going to try and exploit it. Bournemouth get a quick goal back, and then suddenly Brentford are under a little bit more pressure. The game could turn, but for the time being, Bournemouth lose possession in midfield. Jensen actually plays the ball behind Sharda, but then Yarmoliuk mops up, but then his pass to Sharda is also way off target, so now Bournemouth have it back. We can see second half possession 71% for Bournemouth to Brentford's 29. They've had Brentford have had 2 attempts to Bournemouth 7, but Brentford are the only team that have scored in the second half.
I think that because Brentford scored so early, it's 3-0, and then basically for Bournemouth, they absolutely nothing to lose. They just have to go for it. If anything, just getting 1 goal, 2 goals, give something back to the travelling fans. To be fair to Bournemouth, at least they've tried, and then they should have scored with Clivert at the far post that time, but hit the post. But it's doesn't look like to be Bournemouth's day, and be interested to see if they can get some points the next few games. Chelsea at home, Chelsea away next time. It'll be a tricky game for Bournemouth.
They certainly will, and they're certainly playing better in this second half now. Won themselves yet another corner here after a cross from Jimenez from the right-hand side is cleared by Nathan Collins. But I think this might be the time where Brentford should start making some changes because there's a few players starting to look tired out there for the home team.
They do, and but I looked before. Brentford sometimes makes very few changes in games. There've been one change, and I think one game was no changes. But a corner kick now for a short corner.
Yep, short corner here. Tavernier to Brooks, then laid back towards Truffet, and Truffet's ball towards the back post. It's nodded clear by Coyote. It will be yet another corner to Bournemouth.
Yeah, they're home in the corners. Do they need to actually score a goal? I'm not sure the stats. I think it's about 14, 15.
They're 14th now.
Yeah. So it's another corner kick for Bournemouth. 14-2 in corners.
Crazy. 14. It's quite. I can't think of a time I've done a game where there's been 14 corners for one team. But ball now played in. It's cleared again towards the edge of the area. Kept alive here by Lewis Cook. He then puts the ball into the box, which is over the head of David Brooks, and there's a nice bit of work from Janelt there just to get that ball away from Justin Clivert, using the support of Yarmoliuk just to clear that ball up towards the halfway line, taken down by Igor Thiago. He then leaves the ball here for Vitaly Janelt, who then finds space down the right-hand side here for Matthias Jensen. Jensen back to Igor Thiago, heading towards the penalty area now. Thiago at the edge of the area tries a ball into the box, which was easily blocked in the end. Yarmoliuk was the intended target, but now Semenyo is back inside his own half, and he switches play from left to right to pick out Brooks. Brooks inside now towards Tavernier. Does really well to turn away from 2 Brentford players, and he's charging towards the penalty now. Now it's Tavernier. Tavernier goes for goal, but it's straight down the middle, and it's saved by Kelleher. Yeah,
brilliant turn in midfield from Tavernier. Created space for himself. I think he just decided to go. I'm just going to go for goal, and when he hits a shot, it's a decent position. It's about 25 yards out, but straight at the goalkeeper. It's a tame shot from Tavernier, but they are winning a lot of 50-50s now. Another ball going into the box now, this time for Evan Nilsson, but Kelleher wins the ball again now.
Yep, easy one there for Kelleher. Still goalless at Turf Moor between Burnley and Everton. I just thought I'd have a quick look at the stats in that game. There have been 2 shots on target in the second half, and both of them for Everton, so it's still looking a little bit bleak as far as Burnley's attacking potential is concerned, but that game is still goalless, as I say, as is the game at the London Stadium between West Ham and Fulham. Still Chelsea against Villa to come at 5:30. Something tells me that's not going to finish 0-0. Yeah. Although you never know, but I think there'll be a few goals in that one. As here come Brentford now down the right-hand side with Keane Lewis Potter into the penalty area. Oh, he dances away from 2, but he just tries to do too much. It's a shame. Well, after we got past the first defender, I think he should have just played it square to Igor Thiago, but I think he wanted to finish the move off himself.
Yeah, it was just such a good move to go past the first defender with quick feet. Then when he tried to go past the last defender, it just overhit it, and ended up with nothing. But you can see Brentford, they will get chances now when the ball goes when they win the ball in midfield. But at the moment, Bournemouth on the dominant side, and not a chance, not a cross into the box now. Brooks with a rather awkward header out of the area, but they win the ball back with Jimenez.
Yeah, they do. Jimenez now breaking into the area from the right-hand side. Henry gets it his way, but then loses the ball. It's into the 6-yard box. Bournemouth are going to get a goal back here from just a couple of yards. It's Antoine Semenyo with the goal for the visitors. Brentford making a bit of a mess of defence at the back there, and Bournemouth have one back with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's a strange goal for Bournemouth. First across from the left-hand side, and basically it's at the head of Brooks, who headed it out towards the corner flag. He managed to win the ball back, and they find Semenyo. Jimenez just runs into the box and just chips it in towards Semenyo. Let's see that again. Is that an offside against Semenyo? I don't think. No, it's not.
There
offside.
Can't be an offside because
not.
there's a man on the line. But I'm not really quite sure why Brentford were complaining as much as they were. I think Janelt's
might be handball.
Janelt's been booked for his protest there as well, as far as I can see.
Is it a foul from Jimenez that they want to foul against Kayode?
Yeah, I don't think, looking at that replay, I can't see anything that VAR would speak to the referee about in terms of a clear and obvious error. So as far as I can see, that should be a goal for Bournemouth.
It's actually a shot from Jimenez. I thought it was a chip, and then it deflects to Semenyo with a back heel. Ooh, I wonder if that. It looked like it might deflect back into the hand of Semenyo. I think that's what the Brentford players are saying, but I think the goal's given.
Yep, the goal has been given. It's just a little bit of an unofficial drinks break now for both teams. But now we are seeing that VAR is checking this.
Is it handball?
Is it handball? I mean,
obviously the rules that if it hits the hand of Semenyo,
in any way at all, then it can be disallowed. But in any case, Brentford are getting ready to make some changes. Mikkel Damsgaard is getting ready to come on. Aaron Hickey is also getting ready to come on here, and Hickey is likely to be for Rico Henry. That's a standard swap. Either one starts or the other. So Aaron Hickey now coming on here for Brentford for these last 15 minutes. And the other change is, as we were expecting, Matthias Jensen. He very rarely plays at a full 90 these days. He's going off the field now, and he's going to be replaced by just as I say that, he's just eluded me, but it's going to be Mikkel Damsgaard. Absolutely, Mikkel Damsgaard on the field. I was just looking at my screen there to see if there's any updates in terms of the VAR check. I think that VAR check has now been completed, and the goal will stand. I didn't see too much wrong with that one anyway.
The only thing, I think it bounced off the thigh of Semenyo, and his hand was down his body, but it didn't hit his hand. It's a backheel. It's a goal that Bournemouth. That's the only way Bournemouth could score today. Almost like it's completely coincident with a deflected shot, and then it's a back heel that bounces up back into Semenyo into the back of the net. But they're going forward again.
They are going forward again. A great chance here as the ball breaks into the penalty area. It's not picked up here, but it's a strike coming in from the left-hand side, and all of a sudden Brentford under real pressure. Just to confirm as well that Julio Soler has just come on to replace Adrien Truffet on the left-hand side as well. So Julio Soler on the field now for Bournemouth, and with 13 minutes plus a bit of injury time, all of a sudden it's just getting a little bit more tense here at the GTech for Brentford, as Bournemouth on the attack again. A cross coming in from the left-hand side, nodded clear, and then Damsgaard gets there first. Flicks it over the first man, plays it forward here, looking for Igor Thiago, who's trying to turn. He is able to turn away from Lewis Cook, and then he fires one through the middle here for Sharda, and Sharda is through, and Sharda, he can't get away from Petrovic first time, he goes for goal, it's stopped on the line. That's really good work in the end there from Alex Scott. Brentford very close to a fourth goal, but Scott stopping it on the line.
Yeah, it does. I think Sharda, I don't think he looks up that Scott is on the line, but it's great work by Thiago when he finally managed to turn on the right hand side. It's a shot for Sharda, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and then goes around the keeper with an open goal, but Scott just dives in. It's maybe the connection from Sharda wasn't good enough, but great chance, and it's just great game of football. This it's just absolutely incredible entertainment.
No, this has been a great game in terms of Brentford doing most of the entertaining in the first half, then Bournemouth wearing Brentford down for most of this second half until they finally got their goal a few minutes ago, and now things are just a little bit more interesting here for the last 11 minutes plus added time. Ball played back now by Yarmolia towards Kelleher, who almost let that ball go under his foot and into the net. just about able to clear it out for a throw to Bournemouth on the left-hand side.
He's 2 yards from the line, and he just controls it, stops the quite hard back pass, and it just rolls half a yard behind him. And then if you're a Brentford fan, you think, oh, what's happening here? But he managed to clear it. But it's I'm quite impressed by Bournemouth, and they're coming forward again now. Kluivert.
Yeah, Kluivert at the edge of the area, turning away from trouble, and he's got a couple of options here on the left-hand side. He just steps back onto his right foot, and then he plays it in towards Jimenez. Jimenez gets away from the first man. I mean, Damsgaard nearly fouled him, but then Jimenez stands over that to make sure it goes out for a corner. Yeah,
it's quite fascinating to see how Brentford really can't get out of their own half at the moment. And winning 3-0, just coasting. It's a bit nervy now. Another goal for Bournemouth. It will be very interesting.
It'll make things very, very tense indeed. Tavernier standing over this one. He looks up to see where his teammates are. There's a whole cluster of players inside that 6-yard box here for Tavernier to try and pick out. That's where the ball has gone. It's headed up in the air and away from the penalty area, but it's played back to Tavernier by Brooks. His second ball into the box is nodded clear by Igor Thiago. It's Semenyo keeping it alive. He goes back towards Cook. Cook then lifts that one into the penalty area, headed up in the air by Collins. Second baller just getting away from Janelt before it's Damsgaard with the header just at the edge of the area. There's a Bournemouth player down just at the edge of the box. The referee, is he going to stop play? I think he should do if there's a head injury, but we play on. Tavernier's ball into the box, flicked up in the air, and then it's going to be a free kick to Brentford after Kelleher made the save and was then fouled.
Yeah, I think the referee decided not to blow the wrist because they had the ball at Bournemouth, but technically if it's a head injury, it should stop the game regardless. And now it's a bit of coming together in 6-yard box because of that late challenge on Kelleher, who's clearly had the ball. It was an unnecessary tackle. And I think then Brentford say, why didn't you stop the game?
Well, this is the thing. I think it's the protest is that there was a foul on Kelleher. That's what they're unhappy about. And a couple of Brentford players then bumping into Justin Kluivert just to let him know, because Kluivert doesn't need to do that.
No, it doesn't.
He can see that Kelleher's clearly going to get to the ball first, but Kluivert wanted to just let the goalkeeper know, and that's how he's ended up doing it.
And then looking at the foul against the, I think it's Alex Scott in midfield. It's actually it's almost. It's inadvertently. It's a headbutt. It's basically a Brentford player. I'm not sure who it actually was who tried to head the ball, and he goes up and heads the ball and heads this chin of the.
He does, yes.
Alex Scott. So that should have been stopped straight away, because that is a head injury, and it's quite, looking at the replay, it's quite a clear head injury.
No, it is, and I think the referee has got to be a little bit quicker in making that decision, because now we've ended up having a melee off the ball, which is going to delay things here slightly. Referee wants to call the captains over here. Kluivert's still trying to argue his case, but I think Kluivert has already been booked.
Well, Kluivert's got no case to argue with the late challenge on Kelleher. It's not. It's one of those things that you just walk away. So Coyote's been given a yellow card. I'm not sure what. It's probably with the scuffle with Kluivert afterwards.
It is, but I'm surprised if it's only going to be. Kluivert has been booked as well. At least there's a little bit of equality there, because it would have been ridiculous for one of them to get booked and not the other.
I think quite when they are coming together, basically, I think the rule says you book one from each team, but you can't book all 10 or all 12 or 13, 15 players that suddenly are. Bit of in a scuffle, so one from each team. That's the rules. I've got one rule that I want to introduce. If the goalkeeper sometimes runs up and suddenly gets involved in the other penalty area, he should be booked as well. Aaron Ramsdale is the expert in that.
Yes, absolutely.
He would, every time there's something like that, he will suddenly. Where is he? Oh yeah, well he's in the other penalty box trying to sort things.
Yes, absolutely, trying to organise stuff. As Alex Scott with a bit of a grimace on his face now, trudging off the pitch. And meanwhile, there has been a goal at the London Stadium where West Ham are trailing to Fulham now, and it's Raul Jimenez with the goal. So things looking very bleak for West Ham right now.
Yeah, very bleak, and it's very good news for the teams just above West Ham, because they, like Bournemouth, they got a 9 points cushion at the moment. So. But it's only one team, and I think West Ham are good enough to get a run of results if they get.
I believe they are as well, but I don't see it now. No. I'm not saying it can't happen, but just there's been virtually no new manager bounce under Nuno whatsoever,
No.
Barring a couple of games where they played okay, but they haven't really. And the worry is that this is the second manager in a row, because when Potter took over, there wasn't a new manager bounce for him either.
Absolutely not. But
so maybe they should have just stuck with David Moyes.
Yeah, but it's almost like the last 2 seasons, because they've been. The 3 relegated teams have been relegated almost at Christmas the last 2 seasons.
Because it's been the promoted sides.
And none of those teams had the capability of actually going on the run with 4 or 5 wins on the run.
That's true, but the worry I think for teams like West Ham and Wolves is that certainly Sunderland aren't going to be threatened by relegation this season.
And obviously,
Sunderland are effectively 3 or 4 games away from getting the magic number anyway. Absolutely. Whereas Leeds Leeds can still get dragged back into it, but for me they've shown enough already in these first games of the season to tell me that they've got a lot more about them than perhaps in previous years the newly promoted sides have had. So there's still a little bit of work there, I think, for West Ham, in terms of making sure they can actually get away from trouble. But we're in 85 minutes here. It is Brentford 3, Bournemouth 1. There'll be a lot of added time at the end of this second half, but an attack there for Bournemouth. Semenyo's pass to Kluivert is picked off by Janelt, who's had a good game today. Janelt, he's not had too many good games for Brentford recently, but he's certainly stepped up a little bit more this afternoon. And I think it was important after Brentford had a bit of a flat performance at home to Leeds a couple of weeks ago. They needed to get back to this sort of attacking sort of style, and they have done that today.
Yeah, definitely up to the third goal. And they're going again now on the right-hand side. It's Lewis Potter plays the ball there, Damsgaard rather.
Yeah, Damsgaard leaving it here for Yarmolenko. Lewis Potter's got into the middle this time. It's played back to Mikael Damsgaard. Now it's with Vitaly Janelt, just at the edge there. He wants to go for goal. He does go for goal. Deflection, it must be. Oh, it's put wide. Oh, goodness me. Lewis Potter has just robbed the ball from his number 9, Igor Thiago. It may well be that both of them were offside anyway when that strike came in from Janelt. But Janelt's strike deflects, hits the post. Ooh, I actually think that
Thiago is offside, Lewis Potter is not, so therefore I think it's the right decision to go for the ball, but it was a much easier header for Thiago.
It was an easier header, but that would have been offside immediately, whereas Lewis Potter is just a missed open goal, basically, without being offside. He should have scored there, but just goes to show how easy it is for Brentford in this game, where Bournemouth have had to work very, very hard to get one scramble goal, whereas Brentford have had virtually no attack in the last 10 minutes, and they go forward and they immediately look dangerous. The strike comes in from the edge of the area. Left-footed effort straight at Kelleher, and it was a left-footed striker coming in. And in the end, it was an easy. There was one more changer for Bournemouth just in the last couple, just to confirm that Alex Scott, when he went off, he was replaced by Adley. Amine Adley is on the field now as Bournemouth go on the attack again. A ball coming in from the left-hand side is cleared back into midfield and suddenly opens up for Brentford now with Damsgaard finding Sharda into the box down the left-hand side. He thinks about shooting himself. He's got options here. He finds Damsgaard just forced out wide. He can't go for goal himself. Then he tees it. Oh, it's Brentford overcomplicating it this time, and they lose the ball at the edge of the area.
What a game. And now Tavernier, Kluivert wins the ball in midfield. He trying to go in the attack, slows down a bit for Bournemouth, but it was bad play by Sharda. Just looked for the shot first, and then he tried to find Damsgaard. Damsgaard couldn't find the ball, but it's a classic 3 against 3. If the right pass, a couple of 1-2s there, and Brentford would have been through on. But now it's a chance for the away side.
Yeah, the visitors with half a chance at the edge of the area. It was actually over on the left-hand side here with Julio Soler, but his run was stopped just at the edge of the box, and now a long ball for Igor Thiago to chase. He gets to the byline here on the right-hand side. It's been marshalled there by Lewis Cook, and in the end that ball deflects off Cook and out for a throw to Brentford. Level with the edge of the area, but this is better now from Brentford. They just need to get that ball away from their own half, and they're waiting to make a double change here as well, with Henderson and Nelson getting ready to come on.
Yeah, it's just fresh legs now for Brentford, but I'm looking at the Bournemouth side. I think their best centre half today has been Lewis Cook. As in, he's been much better, much more mobile than Senesi was in the first half, and Diakite and Senesi. So. Yes. Maybe maybe he needs to be there, because they were so on the ropes in the first half.
They were. I mean, it's been a strike. I don't think this necessarily is a good sort of barometer of Bournemouth, because I think it's been a bad day at the office as well. They're up against the Brentford side, who have had a lot of joy in front of goal. Just to confirm, by the way, double change here for Brentford. Keane Lewis Potter is off. Reece Nelson is on to replace him, and Yeho Yarmoliuk is off, and Jordan Henderson is on to replace him.
Yeah, so it's quite experienced players coming on for Brentford. Obviously Henderson got all the experience. Reece Nelson is probably about 26, 27 now.
Yeah,
I remember he coming on the scene at the Arsenal.
Yeah, he's not that promising young player anymore.
Yeah.
He actually needs to bed down and find himself a regular club, as once again the referee delaying things here in terms of this throw on. Honestly, I'm going to stop myself, because anyone who hears our commentaries regularly will know that this is one of my biggest pet hates. It's this nonsense of the referee every throw on and corner telling the players stop pushing and shoving, and they're going to do it immediately anyway, referees. So stop wasting your time. Just give a penalty if you want to, rather than wasting everyone's time. But it's going to be a...
Yeah, give a free kick or a penalty. That's I agree with you.
And then they'll stop doing it. But it's a long throw now from Coyote into the 6-yard box. The referee. Now he does give a free kick. He suddenly remembered that rather than just talking to the players, he can actually use his whistle. But it's a free kick then to Bournemouth inside their own penalty area.
So, I'm not sure if they're instructed to actually do that, because the referee can say, all right, such and such is holding someone's shirt, and it automatically a foul. So if that's a penalty, he's in his right to just blow as soon as the ball is thrown into
Well, I just think that referees are allowed to advise players that I will give a free kick if you do this again or if you do something similar, but it's just for every set piece. But anyway, Brentford have won the ball back in midfield. They've gone on the attack now with Igor Thiago finding Reece Nelson at the edge of the area. He's dancing away at the edge of the box, just taking too long on the ball in the end. That's the issue with a sub like that. I think he really wants to prove a point, and in the end he probably just needed to pass that ball a little bit quicker. Bournemouth have won it back here in the meantime. And the ball now down the right-hand side. That's really good work as well to keep the ball in play. Excellent here from Adley. Plays the ball through the middle now to find Kluivert. Kluivert working over towards the left-hand side for Semenyo, who goes for goal. But it's stopped. And in the end, held on to there by goalkeeper Kelleher. Just to confirm, we've had 6 minutes shown on the ball. We've had a minute of that played already.
Yeah, but that's a really good counter-attacking football by Bournemouth. And Semenyo, he gets the ball just outside the box, takes it down the line, and the angle is against him. Maybe a square ball into the box would have been better, instead of trying to cheat Kelleher in the front post instead. Bournemouth, they played a part in the second half, and it's been a very entertaining game to watch. Lots of incidents, lot of coincidences.
Yeah, I mean it's been a strange kind of game here. I think Tavernier is getting a yellow card from the referee, and he's insisting that Peter Banks explains to him why he's got that yellow card. Peter Banks isn't interested in speaking to Tavernier, and now we can actually see the captain Lewis Cook saying, "Look, just leave it. We haven't got time for this." I mean, the foul was actually from Soler, but I think the protest was from. Tavernier,
yeah.
And that's why he's got himself a yellow card. We can see Andoni Iraola just speaking to the fourth official about all of this. But the first full time has come in the Premier League in the 3 o'clock kickoffs, and it's at the London Stadium, where that defeat for West Ham has now been confirmed. It's West Ham 0, Fulham 1, which is actually a big 3 points for Fulham as well, because they need to just push up the league a little bit.
Fulham is one of many, which included Brentford a couple of weeks ago as well, looking down, and now Brentford looking. I think it's safe to say they can look up at the table, because they're 10, 15 points ahead of West Ham underneath the relegation line. So.
Yeah, Brentford, after this result today, Brentford will be 13 points clear of the drop. So that's basically 5 wins that West Ham would need to get to overtake Brentford, with Brentford not picking up any points in the meantime. So from that point of view, I mean, as I say, Brentford fans haven't all been delighted with Keith Andrews' style of play. But if you'd have said to them after that first weekend when they lost to Nottingham Forest away, if you'd have said to them that by Christmas Brentford would be 13 points clear of relegation, and they would actually be a few points clear of Spurs as well with Thomas Frank, I don't think anybody would have believed that.
No, it's basically they've done no worse than actually under Thomas Frank. It was the 9th place finish. Is the best under Thomas Frank. Obviously, fantastic finishes under Thomas Frank, and no relegation battles with Thomas Frank.
Well, there was one season where it was sort of closer, but it was never really like sort of threatening the bottom 3. As Bournemouth on the attack now, a ball teed up by Semenyo for Brooks to go for goal, but his effort is at Kelleher. Kelleher bats that ball down before he makes the save, and that's really good work there to keep the ball alive down the right-hand side. And now Damsgaard is on the charge here for Brentford at the edge of the area, tees it up here for Reece Nelson. Oh, it's just wide. He really measured his spot there, Nelson. He wanted to do that the previous time, didn't have enough time to do it. This time he did. He just couldn't quite find the target.
Yeah, it's just end-to-end stuff. First there was Brooks with a shot from a decent position, and then straight from that shot, Brentford in attack. Damsgaard finds Nelson on the 18-yard line, and he was curling it into the... He tried to in the far corner, and I don't think the goalkeeper would have had that if it was inside the post. Yeah, so the last 10 minutes, Brentford could have a couple of goals. Bournemouth probably could have.
Bournemouth could have had a couple as well. Yeah, absolutely right.
So it's been a crazy game of football. Very, very good for the neutrals.
No, it has been a very good game for the neutrals, and as I say, considering that Premier League fans were left a little bit short on Boxing Day with just the one game in the evening, it's been made up for today with some excellent games at 3 o'clock. Still one to come at 5:30, and there's still plenty of action, of course, tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. Before we come back with a whole round of fixtures again on New Year's Day. As the ball now played into the penalty area, it just gets away from Senesi, and Nelson almost able to profit from that, but it's Soler now who keeps the ball alive for Bournemouth. He clears it to avoid giving away a corner, but he can't avoid giving away a throw on here for Brentford down the right hand side. Damsgaard taking it short, swapping passes here with Ayer. Now it's with Janelt back towards the right-hand side. Henderson's gone on the overlap here now, and he breaks into the right-hand side. Henderson now finding Damsgaard. Damsgaard into the 6-yard box. It must be, and it's Kevin Schade with the header. And Kevin Schade will be absolutely delighted with that, because that is a Premier League hat-trick for the German forward.
Absolutely, fantastic. Fantastic goal in the end for Bournemouth. No, for Brentford. It's been coming because, especially on the right-hand side, Damsgaard had so much space, and now. By far, obviously, he's the player of the match, Kevin Schade. I think without that goal, it would have been, because he created he was very much involved with the Thiago's goal. He put pressure on the own goal, basically, in the middle. But looking at that again, there's no offside, and it's a perfect day in the office for at least going forward for Brentford.
It really is. I mean, it's a nice diving header there from Schade. Igor Thiago probably wanted to get that goal himself, but he'll know how important this is for his colleague, his teammate, to get a hat-trick himself. And big goal that for Schade, because Igor Thiago has been getting most of the attention this year in terms of Brentford goal scoring. But Schade now absolutely delighted with himself, as his teammates are as well. Keith Andrews can relax now, and Brentford, I mean, we've had the full 6 minutes, so it's whether or not there wants to be any more time. We are in fact the only game now still playing in the Premier League. Confirmation that it's finished at Turf Moor. Burnley 0, Everton 0, and it's finished here as well at the GTech. Referee Peter Banks just ending the proceedings just after Bournemouth kicked off again. So a fascinating game here at the GTech, with Brentford winning by 4 goals to 1. From myself, Paul Szczerbakowicz, and my colleague Eirik Stangnes, thank you very much. Do join us again soon.